Okay, so it is time for another prop firm review, and it is one that you guys have been requesting a lot. And today we're going to be reviewing Alpha Capital. And as always, we're going to be delivering you guys a completely unbiased and thorough review of this company. Now remember, we are not affiliated with any of the companies that we review. We just gather all the information, good, bad, or otherwise, and deliver it straight to you so you can make the best decision when it comes to taking prop firm challenges. So why is it then that we do all these reviews? Well, here at Blue Edge Financial, our EA called Titan X, along with our prop farming blueprint, has currently got over 1,000 of our members funded with prop firms. We specifically look at trading prop firms for success. And it's because of that we see all the behind the scenes data, whether it be successful or not, from our clients, and we see a lot of information coming up from all different prop firms. And it's because of this that we can gather this data, do our research, and then bring that information to you. So today, let's look at Alpha Capital Group. And as always, we're going to be looking at our 4 key categories, which are number 1, challenge rules and regulations. Number 2, company overview. Number 3, trading conditions. And number 4, any unique perks or special features that the company might have. So with that being said, let's dive in. Okay, so here we are. We've jumped straight over to Alpha Capital website. It's a really clean website. I like the website. All the information you need is where you need it, when you need it. So in terms of the website, it is very good and it is very easy to navigate. So Alpha Capital offers multiple different challenge types. So let's have a look at those quickly. So first off, you have your 1 step, which is Alpha 1, and you can go from 5,000 all the way to 200,000. And basically for the Alpha 1, your leverage is 1 to 30, and your profit splits will be 10% for phase 1. And then your max drawdown is 6%. And that also carries over to once you are a funded trader. And then your max daily drawdown is going to be 4%. And then your max sim trading days is unlimited. And then your profit split, or what they call performance fee, is 80%. And then from there on, it is every 14 days, every 2 weeks. Okay, so let's have a look at the 2-step challenges they have. They have an Alpha Pro and a Swing. Now they are very similar. So let's start with the Alpha Pro. So first off, you're looking at a 1 to 100 for leverage, and that'll be for your FX, your Forex. And then your profit target on step 1 or phase 1 is 10%, and step 2 or phase 2 is 5%. And it is worth noting that for the first phase, you can actually request an 8% target. You will have to pay a little bit more, and I'll show you that in a bit. So next we have your max drawdown, that is 10%, and your max daily drawdown is 5%. Now your trading days, your simulated trading days, max days is unlimited, and your profit split is going to be 80% as well. So the difference between this and the Alpha Swing, as you see between the each, not too much. So your Swing is a little bit more expensive. It is 577, and the only other difference is your leverage is lower at 1 to 30 for the FX, and obviously lower for the others too. So those are the only real differences between the Alpha Pro and the Alpha Swing. And then you have a 3-step as well. So for the leverage is 1 to 50. The profit targets for step 1 or phase 1 is 8%. For step 2 and step 3 is 4% for each. And then your max simulated drawdown is 6% across all. And then your max daily drawdown is going to be 4% across all as well. So those are the type of challenges that they offer. So for example, the 2-step, the Alpha Pro, and you can actually switch between 10% and 8%. So you can see there $497 for the challenge if you stick to the 10% phase 1 profit target. But if you go down 8%, it will go up to 577. So you get 2% less to target, but you will have to pay a bit more. So, and then the other thing to note is the platforms they offer, which is MT5, C-Trader, and DX Trade. But we'll talk more about that in a bit. So also worth noting that the DX Trade, you can see that the only thing that changes here is the ability to click I am not a US resident. So that means that US residents can trade. They have to use DX Trade as their platform. So then I just want to point out which broker do we use? We exclusively use ACG Markets, a third-party FSA regulated broker. And the cool thing about this, guys, is the fact that they have raw spreads, what they call raw spreads, but also commission-free trading. And I'm going to be talking about this later, but it is something worth noting now is the fact that they have the commission-free trading, which is very cool to see. So the next thing I want to talk about is this. What is the 2-minute average trade duration rule? Because I've actually seen this being talked about a lot. So what this is they require the average duration of all trades to be greater than 2 minutes. To be clear, we understand that some trades may have a duration of less than 2 minutes, and that is okay. So we simply require the majority of trades and the average duration of all trades to exceed 2 limits. So basically they're saying, yes, it's okay that you might have the odd trade that is below 2 minutes, because they do understand that, you are going to have some trades where you have price moving faster than expected. It hits your take profit faster than expected. And this is going to happen, right? But they're just saying in general, they would prefer you to have a trade in the market for more than 2 minutes. So that is definitely worth noting, and also very cool to see that they have clarified that. So this is the other thing I wanted to quickly look at, is what are the daily risk limits and how do they work? So this is very clear. They give you an exact guideline on each of the accounts. Alpha Pro is balance based 5%. Alpha Swing again is balance based at 5%. Alpha 1 is based on balance or equity, whichever is greater, with the 4%. And then Alpha 3, the 3-phase, is based on balance or equity, whichever is greater. The daily loss limit is determined based on the percentages above, calculated from your starting balance or equity for each of the days. The starting balance and equity refer to the account balance and equity at the beginning of the daily candle, which is basically midnight GMT +3. So it's very clear. They basically give you everything you need to know when it comes to the type of balance. That's very important, because a lot of people get this wrong, or a lot of people actually find themselves in trouble because they don't understand what the daily risk limits are. So good to see that they've put that very clearly for us. A lot of other things here that you can actually have a look at yourself. If you come over to the side, have a look. So you can use EAs. I did look at that. So we've seen a lot of talk recently about prop firms disallowing VPNs and VPSs. They do permit both VPNs and VPSs, but they're basically just saying make sure that it is only you trading. So I think that's pretty much everything. Looking at the rules and regulations, we've gone over all the different types of accounts. And I think for me, it's very clear. Their website is very, very clear on all the rules and regulations. So I'm going to give them an 8 out of 10 for their challenge rules and regulations. Everything is nice and clean. There's no confusion with everything that they have put there. So next up, let's have a look at the company overview. So Alpha Capital was actually established back in November 2021, but they didn't actually open up their doors to traders in 2021. They signed up and they became partners with the ACG markets, which I talked about before. They're sticking with one broker, which is very good to see. I like that. So then if you go over to the website yourself, you can actually see these are the guys, the team, the people behind them, and they are actually very active on YouTube. I've seen these guys doing a lot of videos, and I'm going to talk about that in a bit. These guys are actually doing a lot of analytics stuff in the background, and once you sign up with them, you have access to all these analytics and the analysis of these guys. So it's pretty cool to see that they are working to actually make trading easier for their clients. So as I mentioned, these guys do maintain a pretty substantial online presence. So if I pop over quickly to their YouTube channel, you can see that these guys have a growing YouTube channel. So for example, like Words of Wisdom, he's one of the guys that they've pulled on board, and I think it's a good call. He's definitely pulling in more people and a good face to have for your channel. You can see here doing a lot of videos all the time, and on Instagram also very active, a lot of content there, and their marketing material is always very high quality. And another thing worth noting is at Prop Firm Match, your very first page, you can see Alpha Capital, one of the first. Okay, that is an offer, a launch offer, so they are doing offers, but at the moment their popular list, which is the first thing that comes up, they're number 2 on the list there. So these guys are up there on all the lists, doing very well. So the next thing I want to look at is how are they actually performing when it comes to the actual review. So a few years out in the prop firm world already. So as you can see, they currently have 9,713 reviews, just under 10,000 reviews in that time, which is very good. And with that, a 4.5 star review, which is very good. So they're holding up. So let's see if we can actually see the numbers. So 5-star, 83%, 1-star, 10%. So, a little bit higher with the 1-star, but this is kind of what you're seeing now. I think you are seeing this a lot with prop firms, because unfortunately prop firms are getting stricter. So they are having to, ban people or maybe not make payouts based on their stricter rules, based on their, their kind of like soft rules, which all prop firms are doing. We are generally seeing the 1-star numbers kind of come come up a little bit. And I think this is kind of your average. So, I wouldn't necessarily hold that against these guys. I think, you're always going to have your one-star reviews with no matter what you do. There's always going to be that small group of people that feel like they've been hard done by. I don't think we can hold that against them. So for me, overall, in terms of company review, I don't think these guys are doing much wrong. They've got a brilliant online presence there. Their marketing is on point. Their Trustpilot review is good. So, from my point of view, I'm going to give these guys a 9 out of 10 when it comes to actual company overview. So pretty good all round. Okay, so now let's jump over to trading conditions, guys. So like I said before, they offer 3 different platforms that you can trade on: MT5, CTrader, and DXTrade. All very good platforms, and it's giving the opportunity for you to choose whichever one you like, whichever one you prefer. And DXTrade obviously allowing US citizens to come in and trade. And then the other thing I just want to note, I suppose I can put it in trading conditions, the fact that they've partnered with auto charters, which it's a great tool to have in your back pocket. So I think that is really cool. They've also got a market screener, economic calendar. So all of this becomes available once you are in their dashboard. And other tools they have on offer as well is things like current trades and lots per day. So you can keep track of how many lots you've traded, your volume, how much you are actually trading, trades and lots per day. So when it does come to talking about trading conditions, this is the one place where, a lot of the 1-star reviews we're talking about. But when I'm talking about trade conditions, this is the only place I can really come and have a look and see where people are complaining about. And is there enough there to actually, say, yes, there is a problem. But a lot of these, I think, could be one-offs. So when I look across these 1-stars, there is a few where they're talking about, in some instances, trade conditions. And a lot of these really kind of seem to be more one-off kind of incidents. And a lot of them are answered by Alpha Capital themselves. They do answer the 1-star reviews. Not all of them, though. It would be good to see all of the one-star reviews answered by Alpha Capital. I mean, they have done a good job to answer most of them, but there are instances where they haven't answered. So yeah, I feel like they could do better at just getting on top of answering all of their 1-star reviews. Even if there is a 1-star review, it's how they answer it that I think really makes the difference. So I think that is somewhere that maybe they can kind of look at trying to get on top of, trying to make sure that they are kind of there all the time. So the next thing I want to talk about is obviously their spreads. They talk about 0.1 or starting from 0.1, which is very competitive if that is the case. But the big one for me is the no commission, not having any commission. And this is something I've talked about it before. Why would you have commission? There is no money to be made. It's not real money. So I understand with a broker, normally they do commissions because that's how they make money. But this is all simulated. So it's great to see that we have actually got a prop firm now that is saying no commission. I think it's awesome to see that. So from my point of view, that is amazing. So my conclusion here is that overall, the trade conditions are good, but I cannot overlook the fact that there is still, a fair amount of reviews that they are talking about, certain issues, spread fluctuations. So for me, I'm going to give the trade conditions an 8 out of 10. So the final thing we look at is unique perks and any special features. So for me, there isn't a huge amount special here. Yes, they have unlimited trading days, which, we see that across the board. That's not as special anymore. Nothing really that jumps out at me as being, completely unique, apart from maybe the 0 commissions. That is quite a unique, and it's something that I've been wanting to see from a prop firm for a long time. So for me, that is a huge plus. From my point of view, I think in terms of the unique perks, nothing crazy. Everything else, is kind of what you'd expect and what you see with most other prop firms. So 7.5 out of 10 for me with the special features. So in conclusion, I think Alpha Capital is a promising firm, providing multiple flexible evaluation models and a very strong community, good trading, and a very responsive customer support. But as always, make sure you do your own due diligence. Make sure you come onto their website, check everything, go through all the FAQs, have a look. Is there anything that I might have missed? Make sure you do your research before you sign up. This is not a review for you to sign up. It's a review to bring as much information as I can, but it is up to you to just jump onto the site, have a look at everything they're doing, and then you can decide, you can make your own choice based on your research. So now I want to put the question to you guys. Have you guys tried Alpha Capital? If so, do you like it? Is it good? Anything bad? Because at the end of the day, as a community, we can all help each other out. So anything you guys can put into the comment is definitely going to help. And like I mentioned before, guys, these prop firm reviews are only possible because of the amount of data we see with our own community, which are constantly taking challenges with multiple different prop firms. And if you are interested in joining our community or just seeing what it's all about, make sure you go to www.propfarming.com, have a look at the demo video, have a look what it's all about, and we'd love to see you guys in the Discord. Come chat to us. With that being said, guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, make sure you like it because the like definitely helps. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for more reviews like this. And also make sure you hit that bell notification so you always get notified when we bring out a new video. I'm going to leave you guys there. I hope you guys have an amazing week trading. All the best, and we will see you in the next video. Bye for now.